Shalom, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well, as it is written in chapter 5, verse 17, and peace and salutations. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 17, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered abroad of the four winds. Shalom. This is Bach Ayaramana. Okay, I'm sorry about the hesitation in my voice, but an ambulance just showed up across the street with no lights on. I'm like, what the fuck was that about? I don't know. None of my business. I'm surrounded by Edomites anyway, so die off already. Anyway, okay. Let me roll my window up, they got that. They want to turn this in. Somebody went to sleep. Whatever. Whoever took their jab. Yep, I told you. It's happening. Anyway, this video is concerning, I may be a couple of days late, the impact that the death of the individual Iranian president, Raisi, or Ratisi, whatever his name is, had been, unalived by the United States sanctions against them, where they can't purchase anything American, such as helicopters, planes, anything like that. Everything's outdated by about close to 15, 20 years. They're trying to blame it on the age of the equipment that he rode on, which, I mean, if that's entirely the truth, and if that is the truth, then that's their own fault that they put this man president of their entire country, of the entire region, pretty much. I mean, if he's going to be in the sole successor or next in line to Ayatollah Khomeini, which is the religious leadership of the Islamic world. Okay, and this guy died in a helicopter accident. What the hell? Okay, so I mean, now America under the last Trump had the same problem with the General Soleimani, right? Iraq and Iran were at war with each other back in the late 80s, early 90s, and this Soleimani guy came to power and brought all the Sunnis together and the Shias and put them together into one group of individuals and spread them across from Iran, surrounding Iraq and Lebanon, okay, and he just spread out all of the Muslim belief system, spread them everywhere, right? And this made America nervous, because America's forever been trying to destabilize the region so they could bring in you guessed it, a central bank to Iran, a central bank to Iraq, which they've succeeded with Iraq. But they want to put a central bank in Iran, a central bank in Russia. They want to put a central bank in North Korea. These are the last three holdouts against the central bank, as well as China. Okay? Those are the last four holdouts on the entire planet of a central bank. They're holding out. Now, under the BRICS nations, all of these different nations have conglomerated together under one umbrella, like it tells you in Ezekiel chapter 38. Let me go get it. See if I can. Let me go get that right quick. Ezekiel. Okay, whatever, man. See, God damn it, they're gonna, it's early morning on the other side of the world. Everybody wants to come out of nowhere. Okay, include Ezekiel. Salakia, people. Ezekiel 38. Is it? Can I find it? Yep. Look at that. Okay. Salakia. I gotta get my flashlight going on, because my damn car light went out. Okay. Salakia. Okay. Now, Ezekiel 38:1. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, right, the land of Russia, right? The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? Weapons makers, okay? And Meshech, the land of bitterness, right? And prophesy against him and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? Right? Tubal Cain was a skilled artificer of making weapons and skill of iron and of brass, right? And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So that takes you straight away where there's no free will. Like it tells you in Job chapter 33, verses 14 through 17. There's no free will. I'll go back to there. Let's go back and prove that there's no free will. So the Most High God is controlling Meshach and Tubal, or Russia, right? He is controlling them. Let me, if I can get back over here to Job chapter 33, verse 14. For God speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. It also says pretty much the same thing in Job chapter 20. Okay, same thing in Job chapter 20, verse 24. I think it is. Is it Job 20 and 24? No, it is Proverbs 20 and 24. Sorry. Yeah, I'll be all over the place, man. You know, just putting this thing together, because a man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way, right? Roughly paraphrased. Right? And check this out in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. See? Right? So, like I said before, it goes way back over here to Ezekiel, the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, controlling Gog and Magog. The leadership of Gog and Magog is Russia. He's controlling them. Okay? He's making them do exactly what he wants them to do, so this way he can bring them all down into the valley of Jehoshaphat to exterminate them there, to delete them, to unalive them, all nations, because all nations are going to be charged with folly and putting their hands on the apple of the eye of the Lord, right, which are the Israelites, right? So, like I said before, it goes into Ezekiel chapter 38, as I was saying, Ezekiel 38, verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth all thine army, horses, horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And that's basically what they're happening. That's what they're doing. Okay? They've been doing this for a while, man. This is the ultimate plan of the Most High God in heaven, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, to bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat so he can destroy them, man. The Most High God don't want these people around no more, man. How would you feel if your child kept getting bullied in school? You're going to eventually come to school and talk to the principal, and the principal don't do something. You're going to do something about it, right? Okay? And your baby, that's your apple of your eye, right? Okay? Like it tells you in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1, I will have mercy upon Jacob, the Israelites, and will yet choose Israel, right? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is still going to have mercy upon his people. And all the nations know it. And Esau knows he's running out of time. Okay? So, like I said before, these devils, Soleimani, the last Trump, unalived the general Soleimani. The Iranians still want to get back at Babylon the Great for what they've done to their general, their military general. This guy, Rassisi, or whatever his name is, I can't pronounce his name right for anything. But he wanted to enrich uranium and plutonium in order to split hydrogen atoms, so this way they could further advance their ICBM thermonuclear weapons program. Okay? Which would bring more stability in the region concerning the Muslim Arabic world. Okay? It's all about destabilization. Okay? So let's listen to this.
In world news tonight, the president of Iran is dead, along with the country's foreign minister, after a helicopter crash in the country. The news comes amid rising tensions in the Middle East. Alice Barr has the latest.
From a foggy helicopter crash site in northwest Iran, new uncertainty is spreading across the Middle East. The deaths of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and the country's foreign minister touching off a mix of prayer and celebration from those opposed to Raisi's years of brutal crackdowns on political opposition. Iranian state media reporting today that a technical failure downed the helicopter in mountainous terrain.
Okay, I speak as a man. I don't have any proof of this. I do believe in order to continue to further destabilize the leadership of the Muslim Arabic world, okay, because you already took out the general, you took out 4 different thermonuclear scientists, okay, whose job was to help further enrich the uranium and plutonium that's found in the mountains of Iran and Iraq. Okay, in order to further their thermonuclear weapons program, in order to become a nuclear power in the earth. Okay, so this way they would be respected on the global stage. Right now they don't have any thermonuclear weapons, and they're under the umbrella and protection of Russia, that does have thermonuclear weapons, Tomahawk weapons, whatever, Vanguard, Avangard, right? Okay, so, the Satan 1, the Satan 2 missiles, okay? You give, if the Iranians or the Iraqis or whatever have you, if these Muslims, if they decide they want to give a portion of their land over to Russia, Russia will send them a bunch of weapons, thermonuclear and whatever, okay, for them to defend themselves. But they decided to take it upon themselves to enrich their own uranium and plutonium that they have. So they're systematically destroying all of the leadership to destabilize the place. So to make it a lot easier for them to go in and divide and conquer. Exactly. Okay? I mean, that I speak as a man, but it's plain to me that you put the man on a faulty aircraft, you land in Azerbaijan or whatever have you, and you do a peace talks with them, and then the pilot was Iraqi, and then you have a different pilot that drives the same helicopter, and then suddenly you have a crash, right? Okay? No. I believe it was shot down by a drone, but that's just my personal opinion. Okay? They can't prove anything. Okay, it's all supposition and just whatever, assumption, right? But that's, in order for them to do that, either the Americans or the Israelis to able to destabilize the leadership, and which would make it a lot easier in their confusion during their mourning period of their leadership. This would be a perfect time for the devils to go in and attack them. You see what I'm saying? Now that the leadership of the Israeli Amalekite imposters, Benjamin NUTHIN, is being brought up on charges of, International Crimes Commission, okay, of unaliving entire populations of people with the word G-ocide, okay, can't say the word because the goddamn algorithm will shut your video or give you a strike or copyright or some stupid shit. Can't say that, and that's what's happening, I mean, it's easy to put together, and I had a lot of help from the apostles and elders of the righteous men of Great Millstone that teach me what I know about the biblical scriptures. If it wasn't for them, I'd still be lost in the world just like everybody else. So, but anyway, that's what I believe. Okay, let me finish.
The two leaders and 7 others on board as they returned from inaugurating a dam in Azerbaijan. A senior Biden administration official telling NBC News there are no signs of foul play. A State Department spokesman saying that while the U.S. regrets any loss of life,
that doesn't change the reality of his record, both as a judge and as the president of Iran, the fact that he has blood on his hands.
Iran's vice president stepping in until new elections within 50 days.
Okay. Talking about blood on the hands, these goddamn Edomites got the nerve to try to accuse somebody else, trying to come off with that white privilege, white supremacy, stating that they didn't have anything to do with it. They divide and conquer. This is what they do. Like it tells you in John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal, to unalive, and destroy. That's what they do, man. Divide and conquer. What the fuck? They sow confusion to destabilize that region. If they have them fighting against each other, they can come in with the proposal of a central bank and set up a United States consulate and set up a United States military base in their countries next to their government. Right? That's what they're doing. That's the plan. It's going to fail. Okay? Now, within the next 50 days or so, that's going to give America enough time to switch out the leadership that the individuals want to replace with their own puppet leadership. So this way they can go in and continue to further destabilize the area, take their natural resources, and shut down their weapons programs. See? This is the evil and wickedness of Esau, Edom. And then they make it like their hands are completely free and clear of any wrongdoing. See, that's a God complex. They know that the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. That's what these devils do, man. That's all they know how to do, man, is divide and conquer and destabilize everything they know.
U.S. officials indicating the leadership change is unlikely to significantly shift Iranian policy, though it opens questions about who will succeed Iran's ultimate authority, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. There is relief that Iran does not appear to be pointing blame at Israel after the two countries traded airstrikes last month. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu facing a separate crisis as the International Criminal Court announced today it's seeking to arrest him and Israel's defense minister on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity for civilian attacks and starvation in Gaza.
And that's the reason why they had to do something to continue to perpetuate the false ideology or the false precept or premise of this so-called Israeli-Hamas war. The Palestinians have already given up. They've already thrown in the white towel. They threw in the towel. Fuck it. They've got the white flag up on a stick. They're done. They've been pushed out of all of Palestine, West Bank, everything. They've been pushed against the Red Sea. They have nowhere else to go but into the fucking ocean. I just saw a video where the Israeli gunship was trying to shoot at Palestinian fishers, trying to feed their families, trying to go fishing in the sea, trying to find some way to feed their families because there's no food. There's no aid from America. There's no aid from UN, NATO, no one. Okay, because they think that they're sheltering Hamas. And America, Babylon the Great, Lady Liberty, the land of indigenous Holocaust, okay, and home of the slaves, is actually in league with this genocidal lunatic. The only way he can stop himself to go in prison forever, for the rest of his life now, this Benjamin Netanyahu, the only way that he can stay out of jail is to continue to perpetuate war. Okay? That's going to take you into Jeremiah. Nope, I was right here. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. Verse 1. Behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? And I will also gather all nations, all of them, all nations, right? The tabernacles of, like it says in Psalms 83, the tabernacles of Edom and of Ishmaelites and of Moab and of Ammon and of the Philistines and of the Hagarenes and of the Egyptians and of the Amalekites. The Amalekites are the individuals that are being brought up in charges at the international, what do they say? International Crimes Against Humanity board, whatever. Okay. Those are the Amalekites. Okay. The Hagarenes are the Egyptians, East and West Egypt, North and South Egypt, whatever. Okay. Tyre and Sidon, North and South Africa. Right. All of these nations, Moab, the Chinese, Ammon, the Japanese, the Philistines, aka the Palestinians. Okay. Because amongst those Palestinians, there are Israelites. Actually, amongst all of the different nations, there are Israelites scattered abroad amongst them as punishment for our discontinuing to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay? That's it. Okay? But in order to continue to perpetuate this war and stay out of prison as long as he can, so he won't be brought up on charges, he has to continue to fight, to war. Okay? Even if he has charges against him, a war against humanity. If America pulls out all of their weapons, okay, it's going to be Israel fighting against people that do not have the weapons to fight back. And he's doing this on the world stage in front of the entire planet in order to stay out of jail. That's the reason why he's doing it, goddammit. Him and that Israeli prime minister and his military commander. Okay? That's what's happening, man. Right? Where was I at? I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh's Shaphat, or Yahweh's judgment. Right? Jehoshaphat, and will plead, meaning to fight against, to destroy, to punish them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they're still trying to part the land. They're still trying to go in there and take more land. Okay? That's the plan they're doing, man. They're trying to take even more land. They need to establish the Ben Gurion Canal and expand it, make it deeper, so this way it's a highway and a byway going to and fro, as opposed to going through the Straits of Hormuz or the Suez Canal, where it's only one way in and one way out. Through the Ben Gurion Canal, they have in and out going both ways at the same time, like a two-way highway or four-lane highway. Okay? And thereby cut out the middleman. Okay? That's the plan. That's what they're trying to steal that land. And the only way they can get that land free and clear is to eliminate the people that are on it. They've already done it with the indigenous population of people that were already here in America. Or Azareth. North, Central, and South America. They've already done that to the people and stole their lands and set up their wicked government and set up their military bases. You have a thing called the Dawes Laws, where they deliberately took the people, unalived a vast majority of these people through biological warfare, right? Smallpox, chickenpox, malaria, okay, mononucleosis, influenza. That's biological warfare, people. It's ancient, but it works. Clearly. And wipe out all of the people and put those whose immune systems were strong enough in a fucking reservation, which is an open air prison. And tell them what they can and what they cannot do on their own land. Right? Is this not the modus operandum or MO of the Edomites in general? John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal, unalive, and destroy. Yahushua hath come to give life and to give it more abundantly. Roughly paraphrased, right? Off the top of my head, I'm just telling you. Okay? Verse 3, and they cast lots for my people, Joel chapter 3, verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people. Did they not buy and sell us in the transatlantic slave trade? Did they not take the children of Israel and sell us to the Grecians? Tyre and Sidon, to the North and South Africans? Okay? Those people cannot grow an afro. Those people cannot grow a beard. That's how you know the difference between Africans or Canaanites, Hamites, right? Hivites and Israelites. That's the difference betwixt us too, man. Because some of us are just as dark skinned as them, but we can grow a beard, we can grow a fro, and we're more industrious and more intelligent than these people. We hold ourselves with high esteem and with respect. They don't. If they want to color their hair, right, they'll get up under a camel or under a cow and let the cow piss on their hair and wash their hair. This is how they shampoo their hair, these Hamites. Okay? With cow piss. I'm telling you, I saw the video. Fuck me up, man. I'm like, what? Ew, nasty. Come on, man. We are not these people. We are not from Africa, okay? We took refuge on the west coast of that land on the run from Esau Edom, the so-called white man, in 70 AD under Titus and Vespasian, that brought upon Jerusalem a great slaughter. Okay? That's biblical. Okay? So, but anyway, they have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for an harlot, right? That explains where there's so much Moism amongst the Israelite men, right? And have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. I was going to make a video about that adrenochrome thing. You know, where the elites of Hollywood and, or should we say Follywood, okay, because it's folly, okay, and the elites at the top, you know, that's the reason why in America and abroad, but mostly in America, there's always going to be missing children. That's what adrenochrome is. Adrenaline-infused blood of small children under the age of 9. Okay? Real shit, man. Okay? The Babylonian Talmud, that Benjamin Netanyahu and these Amalekite Khazars that call themselves the JEWs and are not, but are imposters and do lie. Okay? Because they're liars. It's fact. Okay? Okay? And the whole world sees it now. You know, you're going to show favoritism to these people using the anti-S word, saying that it's okay for them to be anti-S towards every other race in the world because they're not accepted, or you don't like me, so you're being anti-Semitic. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay? Well, I am getting off a little bit off target, but I just wanted to let you know, hey, man, this is what's going on, man. Okay? Joel chapter 3, verse 6. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that you may remove them far from their border. During the transatlantic slave trade, we were removed far from that border, from our border, man. Okay? We haven't been back since. Okay? It's a fact. Okay? Anyway. So, where was I at, right? I go to Amos, chapter 1, judgment on the nations. Okay, let's start with, right, verse 6. Amos chapter 1, verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. Okay? But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, right? Right? Who are these bastards? Psalms 58 and 3, the wicked are estranged from a womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, right? And him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon, right? So who holds the scepter from Ashdod and Ashkelon? Benjamin Netanyahu, right? And I will turn mine hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Lord Yahweh. Are these people, as you see on this screen in front of you, the remnant of the Philistines? Okay. All right. Yeah. These people are being punished for what they did to us. Okay. But the reason why they're not completely unalived from the face of the earth is because you have Israelites that dwell among them. Right? Okay, let's go to Amos 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, he did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. These people perpetually hate us for no reason, man. Okay? It always goes back to the birthright. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. He sold his birthright. His birthright was a gift from the Most High God that he gave to his friend Abraham, that through Abraham's bloodline, through Isaac, that the Most High chose the son of promise through Isaac's bloodline, Jacob and Esau. Esau was the firstborn. He was supposed to get that birthright. He sold it. He squandered it. He didn't give a damn about it. He didn't think nothing of it. He thought light of it. And he sold it for the modern day equivalent to a pot roast. Red pottage and lentils, that's deer meat stew. Okay? Over an open fire. Boiling water. And it was raw meat. He just cleaned it and put it in the pot. Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage. Sell me this day thy birthright then. Well, what doth good that this birthright hath to me? Swear it then. And Esau swore to his brother Jacob that he would sell his birthright. Right? So that perpetual anger and hatred, he kept his wrath forever to this day, is shown in his actions. Okay? That's all these people do, is destabilize, divide and conquer, go over and take over. Any resistance is met with violence. It's that simple. That's what they're doing, man. They're doing the exact same thing they did to the indigenous population of India that were already here. Okay? All Netanyahu is doing, or NUTHIN is doing, is taking a page out of the playbook of the military complex of Esau Edom's regime, America, Babylon the Great, right? Washington, D.C. Okay? That's what they're doing.
Gaza. The ICC also seeking to arrest Hamas leaders for their brutal October 7th attack that started the Israel-Hamas war.
I think that was a setup. Honestly, I do. I really think that was a setup by NUTHIN, okay, to bring this war, to take the land from the people in Gaza, so this way they can make the Ben Gurion Canal, because they found oil in Gaza. They found more oil than they had, so this way they don't have to ship oil. They don't have to ship it into the country. They don't have to do that anymore. It's right there in front of them. They can dig as much oil as they want. The people in Palestine, they are not aware that there's oil on their land. Okay? They're not aware of it. If that was the case, they'd start digging it and make money. Okay? But that's the reason why they're trying to get them out of the way. It's a win-win. You get the people out of the way that you've always wanted to get out of the way in the first place. You make a Ben Gurion Canal, you cut out all of the middleman, and you dig your own oil. What the hell? You can set your own price. See? The problem? The people. When America did it, it was okay. But when NUTHIN does it, it's wrong. See? And see, that's what he's going to fight with, or that's his idea, what he's going to do when they bring him up on these charges on the International Court of Crime, or whatever it's called. right?
Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Okay. Okay, that's what they're going to do, man. I'm just telling you. Okay. Also, let's go over, because I had some more information of what they were going to do. I had another reason why they want to fight. Okay, hold on. I had just seen it, man. Okay, hold on. What was he saying? Okay, hold on. Listen.
The outrageous decision by the ICC prosecutor, Karim Khan, to seek arrest warrants against the democratically elected leaders of Israel is a moral outrage of historic proportions. It will cast an everlasting mark of shame on the international court. Israel is waging a just war against Hamas, a genocidal terrorist organization that perpetrated the worst attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Hamas massacred 1,200 Jews, raped Jewish women, burnt Jewish babies, took hundreds hostage. Now, in the face of these horrors, Mr. Khan creates a twisted and false moral equivalence between the leaders of Israel and the henchmen of Hamas.
You know this motherfucker is funny. Okay, I'm going to take your ass apart, you devil. Let's get it. Where is Ron Paul? Ron Paul.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Dr. Paul.
The gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes. Gentlelady for yielding, and I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection.
Madam Speaker, I rise in opposition to this resolution, not because I am taking sides and picking who the bad guys are and who the good guys are, but I'm looking at this more from the angle of being a United States citizen, an American. And I think resolutions like this really do us great harm. In many ways, what's happening in the Middle East, and in particular with Gaza right now, we have some moral responsibility for both sides in a way, because we provide help and funding for both Arab nations and Israel. And so we definitely have a moral responsibility, and especially now today, the weapons being used to kill so many Palestinians are American weapons, and American funds essentially are being used for this. But there's a political liability, which I think is something that we fail to look at, because too often there's so much blowback from our intervention in areas that we shouldn't be involved in. You know, Hamas, if you look at the history, you'll find out that Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel, because they wanted Hamas to counteract Yasser Arafat. And you say, well, yeah, that was better then and served its purpose, but we didn't want Hamas to do this. So then we as Americans say, well, we have such a good system, we're going to impose this on the world. We're going to invade Iraq and teach people how to be Democrats. We want free elections. So we encourage Palestinians to have a free election. They do, and they elect Hamas. So we first, indirectly and directly through Israel, help establish Hamas. Then we have election. Then Hamas becomes dominant, so we have to kill them. You know, it just doesn't make sense. During the 80s, you know, we were allied with Osama bin Laden. And we were contending with the Soviets. It was at that time our CIA thought it was good if we radicalized the Muslim world. So we financed the madrasa schools to radicalize the Muslims in order to compete with the Soviets. There's too much blowback. There's a lot of reasons why we should oppose this resolution. It is not in the interest of the United States. It's not in the interest of Israel either.
Okay, so now you know who started Hamas. What the fuck? Okay, okay, come on, man. Right? So whenever you get done, man, this is what happens. This is what these devils are doing, man. Okay? You know, it's a critical move. They're setting up the stage. Okay, but check this out. Proclaim ye this Joel chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Now, you just heard that Mr. Ron Paul, who really started Hamas, okay, on the war, right? See? Come on now. Yeah, I've been watching. Okay. Listen to this.
President Biden denounced the International Criminal Court chief prosecutor's announcement on Monday that he is seeking arrest warrants for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
22 News reporter Melissa Torres spoke to Congressman Richard Neal about his reaction to these charges.
Bonik Ciara at a Rose Garden appearance celebrating Jewish American Heritage Month on Monday. Biden said that Israel, all they want to do is to ensure civilian protection, and that, quote, what's happening is not a genocide. We reject that. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken echoed Biden's forceful response to the announcement that the prosecutor intends to hold Netanyahu and other Israeli leaders, along with the Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar and other Hamas leaders responsible for an attack on Israel on October 7th and the subsequent invasion of Gaza by Israeli forces.
Okay. Now, you're bringing up all these charges when you were the individuals that created Hamas in the fucking first place. You assassinated or you unalived the Muslim leader Soleimani under the last Trump. Okay, in order to try to destabilize the military leadership of that region. I mean, come on, man. Now you're unaliving presidents of entire companies. America is accustomed to that. 3 times it's happened in history. You had the assassination of McKinley, you had the assassination of John Kennedy, and you had the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. What the fuck? Okay, these people are simply taking scripts out of the rule book of the military complex that is Babylon the Great America. That's all they're doing. They're copycats. They're copying off of what's already been done. Back then, nothing was to be said. Now, everybody's bitching about it. Like I said earlier in the video.
I think this is an arbitrary determination. And even though it was aimed at Prime Minister Netanyahu and at Hamas, I think it's clearly a breach of their responsibilities. So it's ill-considered, and I also think it's ill-timed, and I hope it doesn't get in the way of what we all want, a negotiated bilateral ceasefire.
Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan said in a statement that he was filing applications for the warrants of arrest for Netanyahu, Sinwar, and other senior Israeli and Hamas figures who have played key roles in the ongoing war in Gaza. A panel of 3 judges will now decide whether to issue the arrest warrants and allow a case to proceed. Working for you, Melissa Torres, 22 News.
Okay. So, you just saw all of the proof. I haven't even, dude, I can make this video for another 20 minutes. I could. Just showing you more proof. That's what these devils, they're falling all over themselves, man. Okay, let's go to, where's that, where's Obadiah at? Where is Obadiah at right now? Where is Obadiah at right now? God damn it. You people, boy, I tell you, man. Hey, look, hold it. Obadiah, where are you? Brother Obadiah, I know I saw you. Ha ha. That's Jonah. I went too far, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. As you can see on the screen, you know who's being despised by everybody in the world. All of the evangelical, universalist, ideological world of Catholicism and evangelical Christianity is against both these individuals now. Not just one. Okay? Where was I at? I just lost my place. Okay, there it is. The pride, okay, Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. White privilege, hey, white supremacy, right? A social construct that was created in 1681 in order to push the supremacist ideology of these Edomite devils of the rich get rich, the poor get poor, and there is no middle class. That's what the central bank digital currency is all about. This is all about a giant push, a black swan event to bring about the MOTB, the MARK of the BEAST. Can you spell? Gotta make sure you can spell. But anyway. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Did this pretentious asshole, Benjamin Netanyahu, just say, this is outrageous, this is preposterous, they can't bring me up on international criminal court charges of unaliving whole populations of people that can't fight back or defend themselves and starve them out in order to eradicate them from off the face of the earth, just to steal their land for their natural resources. That's the modus operandum of Esau Edom. Steal, unalive, and destroy. Okay? Okay, that's what they do, man. Okay, Jeremiah, chapter, let's see, where was I? Jeremiah, chapter 49. Hold on. I'm gonna get into it. I'll be reading out of the book. Y'all got a telephone and computers and push a button. I gotta go find it. Okay? All right. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock are these Israeli Amalekite Khazars that call themselves the JEWs and are not, but are imposters. Okay? Shall draw them out, them, all of the nations, into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Remember? Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Okay? Right? Wow. Prophecy against Edom. Jeremiah 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, it's goddamn completely vanished, man. They are rushing this new world, that's right, you can't say that anymore. Damn, all these goddamn, see, you can't, man, they're trying to do everything they can to stop what they want to do. Now, you just heard the man say that he wants to push the new world order. He just said it in a different way, a different set of words, or in order to be politically correct. Okay? This man that was on this video, okay, at the end of it, okay? I'm telling you, okay? Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. All of his secret places and all of his secret evil imaginations and his wisdom is being uncovered. This is the age of information. They can't hide anymore. Okay? See, back then when they did this to the indigenous population of people that were already here in America, they could hide in plain sight and say, oh, there were 6 million Jews in 1869 that were being perpetrated against by this, that, and the other, and put it in a newspaper, knowing it was a fucking lie, because there weren't even 6 million of those individuals that were alive on the face of the earth. Okay? Okay, you got to stop and think, man. These people came up during the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomites. It is a book by the name of a man by the name of William Beeston. Okay? It tells you that Rome is the empire of the Edomites. Okay, and it breaks everything down, man. Okay, 70 AD, everything, man. I mean, the information age, you can't hide anymore. And this Nothing Not a Jew is pissed off because every move he make, we can see it plain as day, like we were flipping the light switch on in the room, and he's trying to do dirt in the dark, right? And we flip the light switch on his ass, turn the lights on, nothing he can do. Okay, busted, nothing he can do, man. Okay, so we know he has something to do with, because like I said, it's a huge black swan event behind the Soleimani dude became a target, right? Let's go, because that's where it started at under the last Trump, Agent Orange, right?
On January 3rd, the United States launched a drone strike near the Baghdad International Airport in Iraq. It killed several Iraqi and Iranian military officials, including Iran's top commander, named Qasem Soleimani. Moments later, Iran's supreme leader declared Soleimani a martyr and threatened severe revenge against the U.S. Over the next few days, hundreds of thousands of Iranians came out to mourn Soleimani's death. But Iran wasn't the only place where people took to the street.
Right? Now remember, you had the one guy that got up in front of the United States consulate in front of the United States mainstream media saying that they don't suspect that there was any foul play in the crash of this helicopter, right? And he says, well, it wouldn't surprise me that something happened to this guy because he has a lot of blood on his hands, right? Well, the Iranian Muslim world, they believe that the great Satan, aka Babylon the Great, America, and the EU and NATO, the European Economic Community, ran by the Edomites, have blood on their hands for all the lives that they took, right? So these motherfuckers are basically accusing each other.
There were demonstrations in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen. These are some of the countries where Soleimani commanded a network of powerful militias, which gave him and Iran extraordinary influence across the region. This network made him one of the most important people in Iran. It's also what got him killed. So how did Soleimani expand Iran's influence? And what happens to these militias after his death? Over the Middle East. Iran was also the first Shia government that billed itself as the preeminent leader of the Muslim world. That especially threatened Iran's Sunni-dominated neighbors. The first one to act was Iraq. In 1980, dictator Saddam Hussein sent his army to invade Iran. Other countries that felt threatened by Iran supported him. The U.S. sent some weapons to Iran, but mainly supported Iraq throughout the war, hoping to keep Iran's ambitions in check. The war carried on for 8 years, and nearly 1 million died. During that time, Iran was devastated and surrounded by enemies. So it devised a strategy to spread its ideology and fight its enemies covertly at the same time. But it first needed a security force to find groups to partner with outside of Iran's borders. So in the 80s, it put together an elite unit of soldiers and spies called the Quds Force. They became part of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a branch of the military that answered directly to Iran's supreme leader. Next, it needed an opportunity to unleash this force, and it found one in Lebanon. In the 1970s, a civil war was raging in Lebanon. The U.S. had sent troops as peacekeepers, but violence was spilling over into Israel. So in 1982, Israel invaded Lebanon. Several Lebanese militias fought back. Some of these militias were led by Shia clerics who had ideological ties to Iran. So Iran sent forces, millions of dollars, and tons of weapons to back their fight. They eventually merged into one powerful Shia militia called Hezbollah. attacked Israeli soldiers in Lebanon and launched rockets over the border into Israel. Hezbollah even bombed the U.S. embassy and barracks, killing 304 people. Eventually, Hezbollah succeeded. The U.S. troops left Lebanon in 1984, and Israel pulled out in 2000. Iran's dual strategy had worked. It turned Hezbollah into a reliable proxy that could fight Israel and even the U.S. on its behalf, without inciting conflict on its own borders. Iran had also found an effective way to export its ideology to Lebanon. So Iran's Quds Force started supporting proxy militias in Palestine and Iraq. As it built the foundation for a network, a charismatic soldier worked his way up the ranks. In 1998, Qasem Soleimani took command of the Quds Force, and within a few years, he had an opportunity to firmly establish Iran's influence in Iraq. In 2003, the U.S. invaded and toppled Saddam Hussein and his Sunni-dominated regime. This created a power vacuum in Iraq, which was quickly filled by Shias. Soleimani used this opportunity to continue to back Shia militias here, growing his network into a powerful force that fought against the U.S. and other Iraqis. It turned into one of the most violent periods in Iraq's troubled history. Thousands of civilians died, many at the hands of Soleimani's Iraqi militias. But eventually, a Shia-dominated government took control of Iraq. Soleimani had managed to solidify Iran's influence in Iraq when another opportunity arose, this time in Syria. In 2011, protests in Syria turned into a civil war, which threatened to overthrow dictator Bashar al-Assad. Soleimani orchestrated his network of proxies to work together to defend Assad. He called in Hezbollah fighters from Lebanon, Shia militias from Iraq, and even soldiers from Iran. He also created 2 new militias with Afghan and Pakistani fighters. All these groups fought alongside the Syrian army to keep Assad in power. This intensified a war that eventually killed more than 500,000 people, mostly civilians, and displaced more than 11 million. But Assad survived. Soleimani was successfully exploiting conflicts to advance Iran's interests across the region, and it was making him a very popular figure in Iran. He became arguably the second most important person in the country. More conflicts gave Iran more opportunities. When ISIS sparked another war in Iraq, Soleimani again called on his network.
Hold on. Who do you see here? All 4 of these men are now deceased. They are cease and desist. They have been unalived by either Israeli, American forces, or some unfortunate circumstance that a rogue drone shot down a helicopter. Okay? Okay? Come on, man. You see the guy that fell down in the helicopter right here on the end with the white turban, right? You see the military commanders, right? You know, the 2 in the middle. One is one of the thermonuclear scientists. Okay. Come on, man. You ain't paying attention.
More conflicts gave Iran more opportunities. When ISIS sparked another war in Iraq, Soleimani again called on his network to defend Iraq and keep ISIS away from Iran. By now, he had unprecedented influence and continued to command Shia militias in Iraq directly.
Hold on. That's right. I gotta go get, boom. I gotta go get this. Right? Already. I go into this every week anymore, it seems like. Right? The Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually delete each other, right? Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, okay, Pay attention, because this is going to be in the news. Meanwhile, the other nations once more divided on this issue betwixt the two, mutually destroying each other. Okay, hold on. Will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We, the Illuminati, World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, the Bilderberger Group, the Council on Foreign Relations, NATO, the North Atlantic Trade Organization, the European Economic Community, the military, the United States military complex, all ran by Europeans, correct? Right? We shall unleash the nihilists, the Alphabet Community, and the Rainbow Coalition, if you know what I mean. Okay? And the atheists, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Red Lives Matter, Yellow Lives Matter, Police Lives Matter, Fire Department Lives Matter. Everybody's goddamn life matters now, okay? Using the 1964 Civil Rights Act as a springboard to push madness. That's what they're doing. And we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror shall show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, unbelief, incredulity, right? Origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens, democracy, do as you please, right? Obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries. These world minority of revolutionaries are these that they call illegal immigrants, who are actually hidden in plain sight United Nations Gurkha troops that have been spread from one end of the country to the other. About 200 million of these military-aged men. For the last 6 months, they've been talking about in mainstream media, right? Okay. Will exterminate those destroyers of civilization. How? How are they going to fight against the world minority of revolutionaries? The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, right? There's more guns and weapons and ammo in America per person, per capita, per individual, per square foot than there are actual people. Okay, I'm telling you, man. Because for like 2 years straight, everybody was at the store with a paycheck buying some kind of weapon. They still have a backlog for the next 5 years of weapons waiting to get in the mail. Okay? Come on, man. Shit, now, these Edomites are scared to death. Okay? And the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, right? How are they disillusioned with Christianity? Well, Vladimir Putin just told the entire world, and they're showing pictures and paintings in the city of Jerusalem, the supposed capital of Israel. In Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem, where they have all of these different religions, all in one place, all pushing this false, ideological, false god, Jeebus Cross, right? Showing the actual pictures before the Renaissance period of all of the characters in the Bible. Pictures and paintings of the actual people who happen to be Israelites. Israelites from the tribe of Judah, Israelites from the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 19. Okay? So you have to understand the wickedness of these devils, the depths of Satan. Satan's children, the children of wickedness, are the Edomites. Okay? It's that simple. You have Zionist Christians that have taken over the West, and then you have Zionist Judaism that took over the East. Okay? They're both Zionists trying to take over the Muslim world. right? And turn it into an atheistic state of communism by setting up a central bank there. You understand? That way, the rich get rich, the poor get poor, and there is no middle class. Everybody's dependent on the government for sustenance. It's no socialism. Socialism always fails. It's a history of it. Okay? Okay. And capitalism, this is the longest, capitalism's been around since its inception. Other than that, yeah. This shit's, man, hey, this shit gets deep. Anyways. Whose deistic spirits, right, because they believe in a higher power, right, will from that moment be without moral compass or direction, okay, anxious for an ideal. During the Civil War, the people will beg, they will literally beg for order and for the government to step in. Once the light goes out, these people will be anxious for an ideal of leadership, of some semblance of normalcy of what they had when they lost it, before the lights went out. Right? Anxious for an ideal, but without knowing whether to render its adoration, not knowing whether or not, should I take the RFID microprocessor underneath my skin and to buy and sell? I don't know, God says. Okay. But without knowing whether to render its adoration, should we just worship God and endure to the end? Or should we take the chip and eat? People are going to be forced to make hard decisions during this time. Will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, the Illuminati, right? Satanism, brought finally out in the public view. And you see that on all platforms of social media. The Rainbow Coalition, right? Using the 1964 Civil Rights Act as a springboard to continue to push bullshit, right? This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and deleted at the same time. Albert Pike, 33rd degree Mason. Albert Pike, see that 33? See the 33? See the 33? Albert Pike, 33rd degree Mason. Right? August 15th, 1871. 1871. 1871. These people have been trying to put this together for a very long time. Would you agree? 244 years? Right? Now remember, America has been at war for out of the 245 years that they've been a country, they've been at war 98% of the time. Okay? So, I just thought I'd break that down, let you see what was going on, man. That's what they're doing, man. I mean, these devils, man, they're the devil, man. This is what they're ultimately trying to push, okay? This is it. See? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, Habakkuk 2 and 3, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come, it will not tarry. King James Version. This is the MARK of the BEAST. Look where they have it. Look where they wanted it located in your hand. Look at the size of it. The size of a grain of rice. All in your hand. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? Now, let's go get Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, and then I'm going to get off this video, man, because I've been on here for a whole damn hour. I didn't even know it. I was just going in the spirit, man, because, I was trying to get things to go the way they were supposed to go, right? Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, in other words, if you follow behind Esau, Edom, and their wicked imaginations to setting up a cashless society, if you willingly participate in it by adding this device underneath your skin, all in your hand, future ID wallet keys, and financial in your hand through this benign radio frequency identification microprocessor, right? The same, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Indignation means righteous anger. So he's going to be righteous to kick your ass or destroy you for being disobedient and allowing these devils to destroy your soul. If you follow in behind this beast power and this image that they set up, this cashless society, and participate in it, you're screwed. The Most High is going to send his son, not for a rapture, but to destroy your ass. Are you sure you want to do that? Okay. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay? Okay, let me see if I can get a picture. I don't know if I still have that picture. I think I deleted it by mistake. That's what I did. I think I did. Okay. Fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? Let's go get it. Revelation chapter 6. Right? Verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Is the heaven departing as a scroll when it's rolled together? See? See how that fire plume would go up and roll as it goes up as a scroll? Right? Okay. Every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Okay? Now these dens, rocks, and mountains are deep underground military bases. Okay? So, let's go over here to Isaiah. Okay. Let's go over here to Isaiah. Hold on. Isaiah chapter 34. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hold on. I don't want to tear my pages no more. Right? Isaiah 34 verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. Remember? Joel 3 and 2. All nations he shall bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment, and he will plead with them or punish them there for my people and for my inheritance Israel, whom the nations have scattered my people and parted his land. Right? Roughly paraphrased. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Right? Verse 4, Isaiah 34, verse 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword, verse 5, shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And Idumea is a Greek terminology, a Greek term, okay, for Edom. Okay? Edom is Latin. Greek is Idumea, right? It's just a different word, okay, for the same thing. Edom, Edomites, Idumeans, right? And upon the people of my curse to judgment, the people of the Most High's curse, right? Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. He that hath an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay? So that's it. I'm going to get off this video. I've been on here for, what, an hour? Damn. Okay. I had a lot of information to say, man, but I just didn't get it all, I guess. That's all good. Right. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth who rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.